Welcome to your time served here at the Old Lahaina Prison, Hale Pa'ahao. This was constructed in 1854 by the decree of Governor Ho'opili, the guy left in charge when King Kamehameha III moved the royal capital to Honolulu in 1845. The coral reef bricks that comprise the prison walls are actually on their second lives as bricks. They came from a fort that existed on the harbor for about 22 years, from 1832 to 1854. The fort was built in response to a single cannon shot fired from whaleship John Palmer at the Richards home. From the time of completion to demolition, the fort was never used for any combat. Instead, they had been using the cells built into the fort to house prisoners. Governor Ho'opili decided to deconstruct the fort and move the bricks up the road to construct this prison. The walls would have been covered in plaster during their time of housing prisoners, which would have smoothed out the texture of those coral bricks and made the walls much harder to climb. The wooden building at the entrance to the prison was the warden's home, so any attempt to break down the prison gate would have shaken his bedroom floor and woken him up, deterring prisoner breakouts. The structure was burned down and is now a replica, as is the other wooden structure, the building inside the walls, a replica of the old cell units. There would have been multiple cell units around the yard, but when building a replica, why build more than one? Nowadays, the vast empty yard is used as a botany garden. In the cell unit, you'll see a wax figurine who will tell you a short tale and whistle a whaling tune. Go into the cell opposite this gentleman, and you'll see a few interesting artifacts, as well as a list of convictions from the early years of the prison. Governor Ho'opili had a ban on alcohol, and you'll see just how hard the whalers tried to fight this ban, as evidenced by the arrests for drunkenness. You'll also see a conviction type listed as riding furiously. This would essentially be a speeding ticket for riding your horse too fast in town. Browse the list, and you may find other crimes that seem comical to us in today's society, such as seduction, gross cheating, failure to send children to school, and violation of the Sabbath. Leave the cell unit and hang a right to head towards the back corner of the property. You'll see an actual, non-replica whaling harpoon boat. This boat comes from one of the 33 whaling ships sunk in the Arctic storm called the Great Whaling Disaster of 1871. This means that this harpoon boat is at least that old. Note the patches on the hull, made of whale leather. The hard strip on the underside of the hull, seen easily from the front or back of the boat, which is made of whale bone. The purpose of this bone was to prevent erosion from the sandpaper effect of ramming the beaches to harvest blubber from caught whales. And the keyhole-like structure in the front center of the boat would be used to stand up a mast. Should the whalers row too far from their mothership, they could then sail back to the main boat. Continue your tour by exiting the prison to head to the Protestant church first founded in 1823. I'll see you there.